Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Gonzalo Avila, your employment development coach. Today, thank you for joining me on today's session on employment strategies made easy. Every Thursday at 5 o'clock, I'm going to be streaming live on showing you and going over different strategies on how to make your employment process a lot easier. The first topic that I want to talk about today is really closing dates. Oftentimes, when positions are flown, there's always a possibility, there's always indicated that when the position is going to close. I've seen so many people who have applied for positions find out about an opening right before it closes. So if you are really interested in applying for a position, make sure you're constantly looking at your EdJoin, your job postings to see when things are posting. I strongly recommend that you look at it maybe every Friday, or at least at a minimum once a month or every other week. If you're really interested in moving forward, check your job postings, see what's being flown. And then what you want to make sure that you do is develop some sort of tracking sheet, whether it be an Excel sheet, a Google sheet, or a Word document where you put the position that you're applying for, the name of the organization that you're applying for, when the position was flown, the amount of salary that you're going to be making, and also any possible qualifications or responsibilities. Then in addition, you want to make sure you indicate the closing date, because what you don't want to do is be surprised and then be rushed where you only have a few days to actually apply for a position. The other thing that you want to do is once you decide when you want to start applying, start getting all the necessary paperwork together for that position. So for example, find out if you need letters of recommendation. If you do, ask for those letters of recommendations ahead of time. Find out if you need a resume. If you do, start working on your resume way ahead of time. Find out if you need references. And if you do, start asking people for possible references. All these things I'm indicating are extremely important because the earlier you start planning and proceeding, the easier and less stressful it's going to be for you. If you wait the day before or the night before, it's going to cause a lot of stress for you. And it might keep you up at night. And you might lose out on that opportunity in regards to a possible position that you might be actually eligible for. The other thing is that, like I indicated, you want to make sure you plan ahead. What I recommend to the clients that I serve is that instead of saying, I'm going to find a position in a week, which is unrealistic, give yourself a time span. Maybe in the next 3 months or in the next year. That way, you're not as pressured. Unless you really have to have the position, like you need another position because you're going to be let go or your company's downsizing or something, then where that urgency is a lot greater. If you do have some time, start planning way in advance. This would save you a lot of stress and headaches. The other thing, like I indicated before, is start collecting that information. As someone who has written thousands of letters of recommendation for people, I really get bothered when someone says to me, can you write me a letter of recommendation? And then I'll ask, well, when do you need it? Oh, I need it by tomorrow or within 2 days. That puts a lot of pressure on me. And I don't like the fact that someone's taking advantage of me or that they put that problem on my lap, when in reality, it wasn't even my problem to begin with. So start collecting that information ahead of time. People appreciate, a week, 2 weeks, or even a month. And if someone is going to write you a letter or be a reference, you want to make sure when you ask them, would you please write me a letter of recommendation? Once they say yes, ask them, or better yet, tell them when you'll need it by. Because sometimes people will say yes and they forget. And then you'll have to follow up with them, and then they'll feel that sense of pressure. So ask them, well, can I have it within a week? Or better yet, tell them, can I have it within a week or 2 weeks? And is it possible for me to follow up with you? So that way you'll get all the necessary documentation that you need in order for you to be able to apply for the positions. So all those things that I mentioned seem very simple. And it seems like they would be common sense. However, the reality is that oftentimes when people apply for positions, it always seems to be last minute. And you really don't want to get caught up with that last minute situation because it doesn't feel good. and it creates a tremendous amount of stress. And once again, this is even before you even start the process. This is just applying for the position. So start looking ahead of time and getting your ducks in order. And like I stated before, having a tracker, it's really helpful because you want to make sure that you have all the necessary components that are necessary for the position in place, because you don't want to find out that you missed out on an opportunity because it closed the day before, or that you weren't selected because you failed to submit some of the necessary paperwork. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you like the information that I shared with you today, share it with a friend. This information is tremendously beneficial for high school students that just graduated from high school, college students that are entering the workforce, people who are looking for other positions or other career opportunities, or people that have been displaced. This is a wealth of information. It took me 28 years to learn what I'm sharing with you guys today. And I'm trying to make it as simple and as easy as possible. So share it with a loved one, with a friend, or someone that you know. In addition, what you might want to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel or my Facebook blog. Like I indicated before, every Thursday at 5 o'clock, I'm going to be posting, or I'm going to be going on live, sharing employment strategies made easy. That way you don't have to struggle. You don't have to suffer. And anytime you move forward with your career or your chosen profession, it not only helps you, but it also helps your family. With something to think about, this is Dr. Gonzalo Avila. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.